This gentleman is having a literal week-long argument with people in the comment section, and I'm not joking to you. It's been going on for a week. This guy said his children will not be gay. Not going to happen. And I said, how do you know? How the fuck do you know? I guarantee you this is the kind of guy that if his kid does turn out to be gay, is going to disown his kid. That's what kind of a fucking man we're dealing with here. But in the process of this week-long conversation, this comment popped up. No, I said I raised them to follow Christ, and for that reason, they won't be gay. Clearly somebody that does not understand shit about fuck. Nearly half of LGBTQ adults are religious, U.S. study finds. Almost half of LGBTQ adults in the United States are religious, according to a recent report from the UCLA School of Law Williams Institute. Now, this report came out in 2020. I'm just reading what the article says. Of nearly 16,000 respondents polled in the Gallup Daily Tracking Survey, 47% were either moderately or highly religious. Those who were older, black, or lived in the South were the most likely to be religious, researchers found. To determine religiosity, respondents were asked about service attendance and the importance of religion in their daily lives. Respondents who said religion was not an important part of their daily life and they never or seldom attend services were categorized as not religious. Those who indicated religion was important, even if they attended service less than once a month, were classified as moderately religious, as were those who attended services weekly, even if they said religion was not important in their lives. Respondents who said religion was an important fact of their daily life and they attended regular services were categorized as highly religious. By that metric, 27% were classified as moderately religious, 20% as highly religious, and just over half, 53%, as not religious. According to the authors of the report, the 5.3 million religious LGBTQ adults in America, quote, are found across the age spectrum in every racial, ethnic group, among married and single people, among those who are parenting, and among rural and urban dwellers. Still, certain patterns emerge, particularly among young generations. Only 38.5% of 18 to 24-year-olds and about 40% of 25 to 34-year-olds were religious. That compares to more than half, 51% of those 35 to 49 who would be classified as religious and 56% of those 50 to 64. Religiosity was highest among people 64 and older. Nearly two-thirds, 65%, were moderately or highly religious. That surprised lead author Kirith Conran, research director at the Williams Institute, considering how unwelcoming most churches have been towards LGBTQ people historically. Their faith must have been pretty strong when they were younger and coming out, and there were even fewer accepting places, she said. It persisted despite discrimination and rejection. She predicts those numbers will decline drastically in future years. My hypothesis is that fewer and fewer people in young adulthood are choosing religion. It's a pattern we see in non-LGBT people as well, Conran said. People are consciously deciding to step away from the religion of their youth because it doesn't embrace their values. Even straight Americans have cited their church's treatment of the gay community as part of the reason they've left, she added. According to a 2019 Pew Research Center analysis, 26% of Americans identify as agnostic, atheist, or nothing in particular, up from 17% just a decade earlier. But you know, because you raise your kids to follow Christ, that they're not gay. You know, I knew a guy one time that was such a sexist piece of shit that he knew his kid wasn't going to be a girl. He knew he was going to have a son. I'm going to have a son. How do you know? Because I just know I'm going to have a son. He had a girl. It's guys like you that end up having gay kids who are afraid to come out to their parents because they're afraid their parents are going to disown them for being who they are. In other words, you're part of the fucking problem. Good luck with the impending no contact.